Good morning world from a Shell fuel garage in Naga, Luzon. And look, Jay has finally completed his search for oil. We found some.
I should explain that we weren't running without oil this whole time, but it was lower than I wanted it to be. I was looking for the right type and finally found it here.
So we're just filling it up now and then we'll be on our way. It is a driving day today.
Many hours to drive.
We have. This is just the beginning. All good?
Yes.
Safe?
Get out of here.
Yes. Let's go. All right, how's it going in the car? Poppy, good morning. Excited for your long drive? Tail's wagging, I think she is. Are you excited, Story?
Yeah.
This is it, the last day. And we'll be there, yeah! So we've got over 300 kilometres to drive today, but this will be the last big driving day before we arrive in Manila. This is the 7th day since we left Siargao, is that right?
Yeah.
Yes, 7 days, losing count. It's been so long.
And we could have done this a lot quicker, but we did say that it would have been nicer to do it a lot slower as well.
Yeah.
It would have been much better to spend at least 2 nights in every place, but I feel like I'm ready to be in the city now.
Yes, for sure. But obviously we do have to come back, so maybe when we drive back this way to get back to Surigao we can spend longer because we won't be on any deadlines. Like right now we're trying to get to Manila for a certain day because we are obviously flying to Seoul, so we can't miss that obviously, so we had to get there. When we return we won't be on any deadline to get back home. We are driving the AH26 again, the Pan-Philippine Highway, and we're thinking the roads might be fairly good now from like kind of the rest of this last stretch.
Although I am surprised that we are on a single track lane, although it does look like the construction workers here are widening the roads. But to widen them they have to move all of these posts. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's a big job.
They've got all these telephone posts and internet poles right in the middle, so they have to all be pushed to the side.
20 minutes into the drive and Poppy's already falling asleep. It's so sweet. We've been driving for a couple of hours now and I think we're about to approach a town called Calawag.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah. The drive has pretty much been like this. It's been a single track road for how long?
About 100 kilometres so far. So if anyone's a driver out there considering doing this journey, expect roads like this. Not too many potholes, pretty well maintained, but all the big trucks come down here, so when you go slow like this, you know, you get stuck behind a single track. Obviously you have to wait until you can overtake. There's a lot of fast drivers, a lot of tight corners, but so far it's been quite relaxing, isn't it? It's not been too crazy, has it?
No, nothing crazy's happened.
Been good.
A fairly normal, relaxed drive.
So we were saying that since the time we've been living on Siargao, they've put a lot of money and time into developing the roads from single track into 4 lanes, sometimes 6 lanes on such a small island. And yet here on Luzon, like the biggest island in the Philippines, the main road leading up to Manila, it's mostly single track. So I wonder why that is the case. I mean, we have been a bit baffled about why the roads are so big in Siargao, but a lot of money is being spent there. And maybe they're developing something that we don't know about, who knows?
A couple of observations. We have travelled quite a distance now, quite a way, and there's not been any tolls so far, apart from the boat crossings obviously, but yeah, on the road there's not been any tolls, there's not been any checkpoints, no stopping, nothing like that.
So we've currently driven 911 kilometres. And one thing that we've observed from being quite experienced road trippers, driving across Europe and everything, is the service stations aren't very good here. Like if you go to a petrol station, there's normally nowhere to eat, or maybe not even a toilet or something like that. So I wasn't sure how it was going to be going across the islands. I figured some of the early islands like Leyte and Samar wouldn't have proper service stations. But up here, maybe when we get closer to Manila, we'll see some places that are like more established. Drive-in, toilet, restaurant, coffee shop. But you don't really see that here. Not yet anyway.
There we go, we're on track. We are on track. 248 kilometers to go.
It sounds like nothing, doesn't it? 248 kilometers, but it really does depend on the state of the road. It says that we've got 6 hours left.
I know.
6 hours to do 250 kilometers. I don't know.
The timings have actually been pretty accurate. Like every day when we've loaded up the map and the route, and it tells us it has been pretty much the time that it says, or a bit longer. We haven't actually arrived anywhere quicker than what it says. We don't get any nice surprises at the end of the day. Story is watching some Netflix. We downloaded some new content for her last night.
It's been good so far. 2 hours without watching anything. Right?
Yes.
She only just started watching now. First thing she wanted was some car snacks.
Yeah.
They're all good.
So we try and do things in a little block. So we do, like when we first started driving, we played a game, like the letters game.
Yeah.
Then we had some music time for half an hour. Then I kind of wanted to listen to a podcast or something, or like a story or something that we could all listen to.
Follow along
and
story.
engage with,
Yeah.
But I struggled to find something, but we did find something called But Why. So we listened to a couple of those episodes. It's
Like kids asking experts questions.
Yeah, it was a Curious Kids podcast. Obviously, we can't listen to anything adult content because Story's in the car. So we're trying to find something that is not fun for us all.
Yeah.
And not like kids' songs or something like that would drive me and Jay crazy. So we found this podcast called But Why, and it was quite good.
Gives extra value to the journey. If you're going to be sat in the car for 8 hours, you can't really do too much work or anything.
Yeah.
It's good to be able to absorb some information that perhaps you didn't know.
Yeah, I found it quite interesting. It was made for kids, but it was actually good information, you know. It was the first one we listened to was why do popcorn kernels pop, or how they pop. And then there was how
why does salmon return to the same river every single year to have their babies and spawn, all that
how
kind of
do
stuff.
zips work. So it was interesting. Actually, me and Jay enjoyed it more than Story, which is why she's now watching some programs on her iPad. It is a nice driving day. It's all been like this really since we've left. It's been quite local, quite provincial. We're actually in a new province now, aren't we?
Camarines Norte.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the perfect day to drive. I love these kind of blue skies, green trees.
School there. It's
Lunchtime.
yeah. I think we got that a little bit wrong. Not new province. We're in a new region. Is that right?
Not entirely sure. We're seeing signs for like region 5, region 7, and like sometimes the car number plates say it as well, that they've got their own numbered regions. So I think we just left Camarines Norte and now we're in Calabazon.
Yes.
Calabazon, not sure how you pronounce it.
Oh, there's palm trees out there.
It's very pretty.
It is.
There's definitely more variety of trees on Luzon than we have on Siargao, but it's nice to see that concentration of island-like scenery.
Get around this big old truck. Oh, that is a big truck, isn't it, to be driving on these little tiny village roads.
It's not the biggest one we've seen either.
Poppy's awake. She's up and awake, looking out the window. She's got a nice little sun patch on her head. Oh. Our view has changed. Look at this. We're right by the coast now. We are approaching a town called Guamaca, I think. That is where we're planning to stop for a bit and just get out, stretch our legs.
Still on a single lane. It's been another 100 kilometres or so,
Yeah.
or 50, and it hasn't opened up yet.
We're just driving through this area where there's signs along the road saying Quezon's protected landscape.
For some reason, there's loads of guys here flapping green flags. I don't know what for. All the way up the road, there's another guy up there, lady. Maybe they're saying no parking.
No stopping,
Yeah.
keep moving.
Well, maybe they're selling something. sharp hairpin turns coming up.
It's a little bit like the man-made forest road, isn't it, in Bohol?
I was thinking that as soon as we got onto it. There's some really ancient looking trees here. This is cool.
Tourist information centre, so you can stop off here and
explore it.
Have a look. Story's actually fast asleep in the back, so we were actually going to stop for lunch, weren't we?
Yes.
And then just as we were going to stop, Story was asleep, so we're continuing the drive just to keep going and make use of the sleeping time to really crack on with this day. This is the Buena Vista spot. Bit of traffic here. There's a sharp turn coming up, I think.
So we think that these guys are waving you towards like little rest stops because they point towards a chair with an umbrella and there's a couple of like rocks and
I really don't think, because it's on a road like this, you can't just stop on this road, so I think they're just telling you to keep driving and don't stop. Goes on National Forest Park, it says. Pretty, nice and shaded.
It's time for lunch and Poppy has just shown us her love for seaweed. Look at that, you love it. That's one of Story's favourite snacks as well.
That's why I call it precious seaweed.
Precious seaweed, that's right.
I'm Sarah Poppy.
So we're in a town called Pagbilao. We've got 3.5 hours to go, 130 kilometres. This is the distance we've travelled today, all the way from Naga, all the way to Makati. We're going to be heading 3 more hours to go, 9 hours 30 in total. I can see on the map that the toll roads are coming up, so that means that hopefully things will speed up and we'll be able to get a nice flow all the way to the city. Hopefully we'll miss the traffic. It's already 3 o'clock. It's possible. We might be driving right into rush hour, Sash.
Yeah, that would be
Really annoying.
welcome.
Story's putting on a light show, aren't you?
Yeah.
Look at that, that's really cool. What did you say it was?
It's for my t-shirt.
Yeah.
These things?
Yep, the sequins.
And the sequins, they're making that.
Looks amazing.
For some reason, it doesn't make a star shape.
No, you're right.
They're like little fairies.
Looks cool, I love it.
So we are in a bit of traffic right now. We were hoping to be there almost, like by now. I thought we would have been there about 5:30, 6-ish.
The last 2 hours have been like this, like on and off traffic.
Very slow.
Still almost like 1 lane. This is 4 lane, but I mean, yeah, it's still pretty tight for the amount of cars.
We're crawling along here. We still have an hour to go, or an hour and a half almost to go with the traffic. But we are in the final stretch. But I'm going to end the vlog for today before it gets dark. Hope you've enjoyed it. So we are almost there. We're almost there.
We completed this massive journey.
We have, yeah.
If you want to keep up to date with this whole journey from Siargao upwards to here, check out the playlist at the end of this video and also in the description, and you can watch them in a row. Binge watch.
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.